even if you got it perfect. If you got it perfect, you know, after a winter it could be off again. So it's sort of a losing battle. You just sort of have to keep after it and hope for the best.
The previous winter had been really bad, and I think it was one of those things where it had been shifted enough that it was going to be a multi-year effort to get it back to where it needs to be. But the first effort was good enough to get it off the mud, so the wood didn't rot or anything. No, he's on an island. You can Google Becoola Island, B-E-C-O-O-L-A, Becoola Island. Yeah, so because the power turned off, I didn't have as much charge as I thought I was going to have when I left. And I didn't want to be a pain and pester the guy. He even offered to let me rewire a 220 outlet for my socket because I brought it with me. Didn't want him to have to rewire it when I left. So I'm like, oh, I'll just charge in 110. Well, that picks up about 1% per hour. So I was not at 100% when I left. If I had charged at 240 volts, I'd have been at 100% and I would have just cruised all the way down to Barry and had a nice day. But I was like, oh, well, there's a charger in Turtle Bridge or whatever it is, next to a brewery. I'll there, well, I charge up a little bit and then I'll make it to Barry. Well, the power was still out. And then, well, there's another one next town south. Power's still out. And then the next town south had a charger, and they had electricity, but that charger was broken. And, like, I was starting to get a little desperate, and I had to scout around to find a level 2 charger and sit at the level 2 charger for half an hour to get enough power to get to the next level 3 charger, which was like a wimpy level 3 charger at only 50 kilowatts. Charge there for a half hour to have enough juice to make it down to Barry where I could charge on a proper level 3 charger with like 300 kilowatts per hour charge rate. So I made it out. But there were moments where I seriously questioned what I was going to do because arriving at those intermediary places with like 4% state of charge left over, which is not desirable.
KAQP, yeah, that sounds a little dicey. And I think that's why eventually I would like our family to have one electric car and maybe one hybrid, and the hybrid for long trips. And because 99% of the driving I do is, you know, between here and Rootstown. And now, did you end up, Barrie is where I often hit traffic. I mean, well, other than, you know, Toronto can be miserable, and then Barrie can be the next traffic point where if it's a, you know, big weekend for cottagers, you can be stuck for hours. And so did you manage to escape that traffic?
Nope. Had a ton of it on the way up, and then there was a wreck, and I got detoured off by Google and drove through some lovely tomato and carrot fields and onions and whatnot, and then got back on the freeway. But yeah, it was bumper to bumper northbound out of Barrie. I think it's 11. And then on the way back, it was thick but not as bad because I was traveling later on Sunday. But it clearly, everyone was doing the exact same thing I was doing. So I think if I do it again, I'm definitely going to do those legs of the trip on off days to the rest of humanity up there. Traffic around Toronto wasn't too bad. I loop around it anyways. Come down to Hamilton, so on and so forth. But it was an easy trip nonetheless. And I wouldn't discourage anyone from buying an EV who's going long distances. Out of all those places that I listed, that was the cheapest, and it was a really fringe scenario that I could have prevented and avoided had I just taken 10 minutes to slap the NEMA 14-50R circuit, and I would have been fine. Instead of charging at 240 20 amps, I was charging at 120 10 amps. So like factor of 4 there. Been a huge difference. So and it was one of those moments where it reinforced to me the thing we kind of live and die by with EVs. If you can charge, charge. You know, don't delay, and if you can charge faster, charge faster. So I'm sure in the early days of internal combustion engines, people were kind of scratching their heads with the same thing. And, honey, are we going to buy a gas vehicle, or are we going to go with a hybrid gas horse buggy thing? And there's a lot of logic with going with the hybrid gas horse buggy thing, but you know, the problems cleared up pretty quickly for the gasoline cars, and gas stations popped up everywhere instead of you having to try and find gasoline as a byproduct of something someone was cooking up at a pharmacy. All the other trips were really good. My trip down to Savannah, save for West Virginia, was fine, and even that has become better. I've looked at the map. There's more chargers along I-77 heading south.
Repeater, timeout.
This is Kilo Echo 8, Victor Zulu Alpha, KE8, VZA. Personal here is Eric. I am the pre-show operator for the Beacon Net tonight on the 147.390 W8 WKY repeater in Doylestown, Ohio. And our pre-show will start at 9:30. It is now 9:21. If anybody would like to get a seat in the front row and get an early check-in, please call now. I ask that you provide your call sign phonetically and then alphabetically, along with your name and location, please. Please call now.
Zulu, WB4AIZ, Chuck is forever.
All right, pick it up there. This is KE8 VZA returning. I picked up Tom KA8MNT from the blue screen. And also we had checking in Mike WB8CXO. And Mike, I have you marked as in and out. Thanks, Mike, for your check-in. And thanks for all the work you do on YouTube there. I think that's you. Also got WB4AIZ, Chuck, down in Florida, checked in. And I see we have a few more on the blue screen. I'm going to get that caught up here in a sec. If there's anybody else that would like to check in early, we still have a few minutes before our announcer comes on. Please call now.
Kilo Echo 8, Victor Zulu Alpha. This is Kilo Echo 8, Victor Quebec X-Ray. KE8 VQX, Joe in Akron, just got home. Kind of past my bedtime. I'll just be listening on the side. Eric, thank you.
All right, Joe, got you in there, KE8 VQX, and I marked you in and out since you're going to be listening. If you'd like to check in, just or do a recheck, go ahead and do so whenever that opportunity comes up, if you feel so inclined. Thanks for your check-in, Joe. Appreciate it. Anybody else, please call now.
Kilo Charlie 0, Lima Romeo Mike, KC0 LRM Kelly in Tulsa for the third try here. May I get lucky this time?
All right, Kelly, I got you there. I think I did hear somebody underneath somebody else there, and I do see you in the blue screen too. Got you on the list, Kelly. Thanks for the check-in. Anyone else, please call now.
Alpha Bravo 8 Mike Oscar, EV 8 above.
Whiskey 3 Echo Tango Bravo.
All right, I'll pick it up there. I added, let's see, we got KE8YUG. I picked you up, Josh, from the blue screen. Andy, I got you there, sir, AB8MO. Next, I picked up Jairus from the blue screen, AI5Q. And Eddie, I did see you in the blue screen, and I heard you. Very good. W3ETB, you are on the list, sir. Anyone else, please call now.
India 5, Quebec Charlie Kilo, KI5, QCK, Jonathan from Claremore, Oklahoma. I'll be listening in while I finish up homework assignments.
Okay, Jonathan, this is KE8VZA returning. I heard KI5QCK, Quebec Charlie Kilo. Is that correct, Jonathan?
QSL. This is actually kind of cool. I'm listening to the YouTube stream of this, and let me know I needed to pull back away from the mic a little. So, yes, that is correct on the call sign, KI5QCK, and I'll be clear and monitoring.
KI5QCK, KE8VZA. Thanks, Jonathan. Got you on the list here. I marked you as in and out. If you'd like to do a recheck at some point down the road, if you feel compelled, and there's a break in the action, come on down. Thanks again. Anybody else? We have a little less than 4 minutes before our beautiful announcer comes on and announces our net. So if you'd like to check in early, please call now.
Kilo Echo 8 Yankee November Juliet, John Norton.
Kilo Echo 8 Zulu Romeo, K8 CZR Harry in Wadsworth.
All right, I'm going to pick it up there. Harry, I copied you, KE8ZZR. Thank you, sir. Got you on the list. And there was a station before him, and I botched your call sign. I'm sorry. I think there was a Yankee India Juliet, maybe. Could you please come back and confirm?
Kilo Echo 8 Yankee November Juliet, KE8 YNJ, John Norton, Ohio.
Very good, John. I copy Kilo Echo 8 Yankee November Juliet, and your name came back from QRZ, correct? So thank you, sir, for confirming. Got you on the list. And let's see, how much time do we have now? We have a little less than 2 minutes. We have a little bit of time to squeeze 1 or 2 more in. If you'd like to do so, please call now.
Good evening. This is November 8th. Papa, Dave in Greenport. I'll be in and out.
Here is Kilo Bravo 8 Lima November Kilo, and I'll be in and out as well.
All right, I'm going to pick it up there. Our last 2 check-ins, I copied November 8th, Papa. David, got you on the list here, in and out. And Ron, KB8LNK, got you on the list also, in and out. Thank you both, gentlemen, for checking in. And 73s to you, and enjoy the net if you're listening. And again, if you feel like rechecking, jump in there. Jump into the fray if there's a pause in the action. Okay, I'm going to ask that you hold off for check-ins. We'll continue checking people in after the announcement. We're getting down to the wire here. Please stand by. KE8VZA.
The BeaconNet, a gathering of hams from around the world, will start on the system in 30 minutes. Come join us.
Very good. This is KE8VZA returning. I am the pre-show operator for the BeaconNet pre-show on the W8 WKY repeater. 147 Mark 390 megahertz, PL tone 114 Mark 8, if you'd like to double check your settings. And pre-show goes from 9:30 to 10, and then we're going to have our Master of Ceremonies, KE8QKO, Nick at Night, come on and run the big show. And we're going to have some trivia, we're going to have some alt trivia, and all kinds of fun. So at this point, I have several check-ins from the pre-show, but we're going to keep the check-in train rolling here. And I ask for your call sign phonetically and alphabetically and your name and location. And I'm ready and waiting. Please call now.
Kilo Delta 8 Echo Papa Charlie.
Whiskey Alpha 8 Kilo Oscar Charlie WA8KOC Fred in Akron. Good evening, Eric. Will you please mark me in and out? And you guys have a wonderful net. 7-3 to you and everybody else in here. WA8KOC.
All right, I'm going to pick it up there. Dustin, I got you there, KD8EPC. Good to hear you tonight. Thanks for checking in. And Fred, WA8KOC. Appreciate your check-in. Good to hear you tonight. 73 to you, and thanks for checking in. Okay, next check-in, please call now.
82HCE, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, Mike Yankee, Chris in Amherst, KE8MMY, and keep an eye out for someone from Anchorage, Alaska that was interested in the net, KL5RE.
Kilo Lima 5 Romeo Echo. This is Edward in Alaska, KL5RE. I need to be in and out, but thank you, Chris, KE8MMY, for inviting me, and hopefully in the future I'll be able to spend more time. KL5RE clear.
Okay, I'm going to pick it up right there. Okay, we got last three check-ins. KD2HCE Chris checking in and out. Thanks, Chris. And another Chris, KE8MMY checking in. Got you, Chris. And Edward from Anchorage, Alaska, KL5RE. Thanks for checking in, Edward. I got you on the list, in and out. And I've just been reminded in the blue screen that I forgot to do the Mickey Mouse roll call of our net control staff, kind of our sound check to make sure everybody's equipment is working properly. So we're going to go up and do that now. So I ask we pause check-ins, and we're going to go up to the top of the net control list here at KE8QKO, Nick at Night. Are you out there, sir?
KE8QKO, yes, sir, I am out here, standing by for the start of the net. You're sounding good to me, and I will talk to you at 10 p.m. KE8QKO.
Very good, Nick. You're sounding good yourself there. Thank you. We'll clear with KE8QKO and go down the list to Mike, KE8QWE. How you doing tonight, Mike?
W8WKY.
Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo. Well, I am doing fine. Eric, you're doing a fantastic job. You're an old pro at this already. So with that being said, this is Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo, back to KE8 VZA.
Very good, Mike. You're sounding good yourself there. Thank you. We'll clear with KE8QWE. This is KE8VZA. We'll go down the list to Dustin, KD8EPC. How you doing tonight, Dustin?
VZA and the BeaconNet pre-show. This is KD8EPC. We're here, Eric. We're probably not going to stick around tonight. I don't know for sure, so I guess just keep me on the list. If I'm there, I'm there. If not, I'm not. KD8EPC, back to pre-net control.
Very good, Dustin. We got you on the list. You're sounding good. We'll clear with KD8EPC, and we'll go down the list to Just Nick, KD8SLG. How you doing, Nick?
KE8VZA, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Eric. You're sounding fine. I'm here. I was gonna watch some Walking Dead thing, but it's been so long since I've paid any attention to my TV. Apparently, my cable company dumped AMC. So I guess I won't be tuning into that. I'll be around. KD8SLG, back to net control.
Just Nick, say it isn't so. How can they drop that channel? Holy smoke. Okay, well, we have you on the net tonight, I guess. KD8SLG, KE8VZA. You're sounding good yourself there. And thanks for the reminder on the Mickey Mouse roll call. I had that check-in train going full steam ahead there, and I kind of flew right by the Mickey Mouse roll call. So thanks again. We'll go on down. He may not be here yet. He likes to arrive notably and noticeably. Alan, KI5DAY. Are you out there, Alan? All right. Alan is usually on another net before this one, so he will be fashionably late again. Those are the words I was looking for earlier. So we'll roll on down and see if Josh, KE8VKA, is out there. Okay, nothing heard. We'll try Lucy, KE8YUK. Are you out there, Lucy? Okay, they're probably taking a well-deserved night off. That will take us back down to, I'll read off who I have on the list so far, and then we'll continue taking some check-ins, a few more check-ins, and then we'll work the list. We have Tom, KA8MNT. I've stuck Ray in there, K5CFY. WB8CXO, Mike was in and out. WB4AIZ, Chuck. KE8VQX, Joe was in and out. KC0LRM, Kelly. KE8YUG, Josh. AB8MO, Andy. AI5Q, Jairus. W3ETB, Eddie. KI5QCK, Jonathan. KE8YNJ, John, K8ZZR, Harry, N8PPP, David, KB8 LNK, Ron, WA8, Ron was in and out, so was David. WA8 KOC, Fred, was also in and out. KD2 HCE, Chris, in and out. KE8 MMY, Chris is, the other Chris, is on the list. And from Anchorage, Alaska, KL5RE, Edward is marked in and out. Okay, we'll go ahead and take a few more check-ins, and then we'll work this list. Any further check-ins, please call now.
Frequency interference, KI5RFI, Mac in Arkansas.
All right, we'll pick it up there. I copied KI5RFI Mac, got you on the list, and I picked up from the blue screen KC8FQV Mark, and I think that's all the new stations I see coming up on the blue screen. Yep. Okay, so any other stations out there, please call now.
KF880Q, Joe in Kent, Ohio.
All right, I'm going to pick it up there. I copied Joe, KF8ADQ, got you on the list. And the station after Joe, I heard your voice intermittently, but I was not able to copy anything at all. If you could give it another try there, please.
Kilo Echo 8, Zulu India November, K8 ZIN, Joe in Willowick, Ohio.
All right, Joe, very good. Good copy that time. Kilo Echo 8, Zulu India November, got you on the list. Any other check-ins before we start to work this list? Please call now.
Kilowatt 8, American Motors, Experimental, K8AMX, thick and beautiful downtown Firestone Park.
All right, I'm going to pick it up there. I copied one more check-in there. K8AMX, got you there, Dick. You're number 32 on the list. We're going to go up and start at the top of our check-ins and find out who's sticking around and who's not. Tom, KA8MNT. Are you out there, Tom, and are you sticking around for the net?
KE8 VZA. This is KA8MNT. Good evening, Eric, and everybody that's here. This is a scary position, I'll tell you. Yeah, I will be in for the show. Back to KE8 VZA.
All right, Tom, very good. We got you on the list here, and I hope Linda is continuing to improve, and the best to her, and we'll hear from you in a little bit. Go down the list here. I don't know if he's here yet, but I put him on here anyway because he usually is. K5CFY, Ray, are you out there yet? Okay, hearing nothing. We'll circle back to Ray. He's also on a net before this one. Might be the same one as Alan. I'm not sure. Anyway, next station we have on the list is WB8CXO Mike. He's in and out. Thanks, Mike. And next on the list, WB4AIZ Chuck down in Florida. How you doing tonight, Chuck? And are you sticking around for the main net?
W8WKY.
WB4AIZ. No, I'm usually in and out. So this is what and watching some videos on YouTube. Anyways, everyone have a good day, and yep, everyone take care. Hello to the regulars, Nick and whoever. WB4AIZ.
Very good, Chuck. I'll mark you in and out on the list. Thanks for checking in, and 73s to you. Good to hear your voice, all the way from Florida. And we'll clear with WB4AIZ. This is KE8VZA, and I'm the pre-net control operator for the Beacon Net on the W8WKY repeater. With the main net starts in a little less than 15 minutes. And we are on 147 Mark 390, PL tone 114 Mark 8, if you'd like to check your settings. And next on the list here, we're going down our list of check-ins so far. And we had KE8VQX Joe, who was in and out. And next on the list is Kelly, KC0LRM. How you doing tonight, Kelly? And are you sticking around for the big show?
There. Oh, yep, I'll be sticking around for the big show and wouldn't miss it. And I'll let you get on down the list there. All right, thanks for doing the first part anyway. See y'all in the second half.
All right, you're very welcome, Kelly, and thanks for checking in. And we'll hear from you more in a little bit. So we'll clear with KC0LRM and roll on down to Josh, KE8YUG. How you doing, Josh? Any word on that PC? And are you sticking around for the big show?
KE8VZA, this is KE8YUG. It's good to hear you tonight, Eric. Sounding good. Yeah, we'll be sticking around. And as far as, I'll have to send you a computer. I got a couple updates. But as far as that big Dell, that's I can't get it. I even put a new video card in it. I can't get it to work, so it's probably the motherboard. So I do have some old ones I might try. I mean, I have to rebuild it all. I might try that, but as of right now, no, it's just hanging out. Good for parts, but I'm gonna keep it for the case. But I can't use it right now. All right. Good talking to you. Back to pre-net control, KE8YUG.
All right, Josh. Well, thanks for the update there. It's a bummer you couldn't get it to work, but hey, it's got a case for you and maybe some other parts, like you mentioned that floppy drive. We'll clear with KE8YUG. We'll go on down to Andy over in the land of maple syrup. How you doing, Andy, and are you sticking around for the big show?
Yeah, I guess so. This is ABGMO. Okay. I don't know. I heard ZIN just fine. I think y'all need to clean your ears out. Anyway, catching up with QSL cars and stuff. So what more can I say? You've got 12 minutes to get to the end of the list. Back to you, ABGMO.
All right, Andy. Yeah, I could hear CIN the second time, no problem. Thanks for checking in, and we'll move on down to AI5Q, Jairus. How you doing tonight, Jairus? And are you sticking around for the big show?
5Q here. Hopefully that's me coming in. I won't be sticking around for the big show tonight. Got an early day tomorrow, so I will be listening on my way off to sleep and following along with you guys, but I won't be available when you call on me. So AI5Q back to net control.
Okay, Jairus, very good. We've got you on the list here as in and out. Hopefully we won't create any nightmares in your head as you drift off to sleep listening to us. But anyway, thanks for checking in. Good to hear you. We'll clear with AI5Q. This is KE8VZA, and we're going to roll on down to Eddie, W3ETB. How you doing tonight, Eddie? And are you sticking around for the big show?
Yeah, hi, Eric. Yeah, I'll be around. I want to hear what those trivia questions are. And I got actually a TV show I'm streaming on the other computer behind me, so I'll be trying to see if I can strain my ears to hear both things at the same time, which is really, very difficult. So, but I'll be here. W3E, back to net.
Very good, Eddie. Multitasking. All right. Okay, we got you on the list here for sure. We're clear with W3ETB. Next on the list, we had KI5QCK. Jonathan was in and out. Thanks, Jonathan. And next on the list is John, KE8YNJ. How you doing tonight, John, and are you sticking around for the main net?
This is KE8YNJ, and yes, we will be sticking around. We'll listen to the trivia, try to guess the answers, and we'll see you here in a little bit then. KE8YNJ, back to net control.
All right, very good, John. Thank you. We'll clear with KE8YNJ and roll on down to Harry, KE8ZZR, the man with the cool call sign. How you doing tonight, Harry, and are you sticking around for the big show?
Yes, KE8ZZR. Yes, I am sticking around there, Eric. Thanks for checking up on me.
All right, very good, Harry. We got you on the list. We'll clear with KE8ZZR. And some honorable mentions here, N8PPP. David was in and out. KB8LNK, Ron, in and out. Thanks to Ron and David. WA8KOC, Fred, in and out. Thank you, Fred. And KD2HCE, Chris. Thanks, Chris. We got you in and out. And down to another one of the Chris's, KE8MMY. How you doing tonight, Chris? And are you sticking around for the big show?
Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside. I can guarantee you that there will be multiple radios playing the program. I cannot, however, attest as to whether I will be awake or cognizant or anything else. I always endeavor to keep along, but we'll see. If you do not hear from me, just put it down for Alpha and Charlie. So there you go, KE8MMY. I'll be listening one way or another.
Very good there, Chris. We'll leave you on the list here and give you a shout. Nick at Night will. If you're there, you're there. If not, you're not. Thanks, Chris. We'll clear with KE8MMY. We'll roll on down. We have KL5RE, Edward from Anchorage, who checked in, and he's in and out. Thank you, Edward. I think he's still listening. So thanks again, Edward. Roll on down. Mac, KI5RFI. How you doing tonight, Mac? And are you sticking around for the big show?
W8WKY.
KI5RFI. Good evening, everybody on the net tonight. Well, I tell you what, somebody has to represent Arkansas on this net, on a pretty regular basis, so I guess that's going to need to be me. So I will be sticking around for the big show. And catch you a little bit later. There's KI5 RFI.
All right, Mac, representing the great state of Arkansas. Thank you, sir. Got you on the list. We'll clear with KI5 RFI, and we'll go down to someone who's kind of becoming a staple of our nets, and a very good staple, Mark, KC8FQV. How you doing? And are you sticking around for the big show?
Nope. Okay, we have to. Sometimes I just press the key. It depends on what software I'm using. But yeah, I'm going to stay around. We'll get the kilowatt going at 10 o'clock. So we'll wipe the whole world out with the beacon net. So that's the only thing that will be available to listen to. So we'll send it back to net control, KCFQV.
Very good, Mark. Yes, we will definitely illuminate some airwaves tonight with this net. It'll clear with KC8FQV. Thanks, Mark. And we'll roll on down to Joseph, KF8ADQ, over in Kent. Are you sticking around for the big show tonight, Joe?
This is KF8ADQ, yes, and it will be my first time. So I picked up a little bit of it last week and figured I'd want to join in.
All right, Joseph. Thank you very much. Do you prefer Joe or Joseph?
Joe.
All right, we'll update your preferred name, and thanks for checking in. It's a good net. I like it a lot, and so far 31 other people do too. Okay, thanks again. We'll clear with KF8ADQ, and we'll go down to another Joe, KE8ZIN over in Willowick. How you doing tonight, Joe? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
Good evening, folks. Yeah, I will be here for the whole show. I hope everyone's having a great day. K8ZIN, back to net.
Very good, Joe. We got you on the list here. Good to hear you tonight from over in Willowick. And we'll clear with KE8ZIN. I am KE8VZA. And we'll go down to our last check-in on the list. Last but not least, we have Dick, K8 American Motors Experimental. How you doing tonight, Dick? And are you going to hang around for the big show? Oh, no. Maybe we caught him on a trip to the refrigerator. K8AMX. Are you out there, Dick? All right. We'll leave him on the list. We'll circle back to him. We have a couple minutes left. Excuse me. If anybody would like to check in before the top of the hour, please call now.
Alpha 8, Charlie, Sierra. This is Gary in Fairlawn.
Kilo Echo 8, Victor, Kilo Alpha, Josh in Akron.
Kilo Echo 8, Zulu Tango Kilo, Cody in Canal Fulton. I'll be in and out.
I'll stop it right there. Cody, could you please say your call sign again? I botched it here.
KE8ZTK.
Roger, I copy KE8ZTK. Got you on the list here, Cody. And did you say you're going to be in and out?
That is correct.
QSL. I thought I heard you say that. Thank you. Got you on the list as in and out. And we also heard Alpha 8 Custom Select. Gary, got you on the list, Gary. Are you going to stick around for the big show?
Roger, Roger. I'm going to do my best. But you know how that goes. Anyway, yeah, you can count on me. Back to that. AA8CS.
All right, Gary, thank you. We have you on the list here. Alpha 8 Charlie Sierra. We'll clear with you. This is Kilo Echo 8 Victor Zulu Alpha. And I'm going to take a pause here because we're almost at the top of the hour. And now we just clicked over. I'm going to turn it over to our Master of Ceremonies, Nick at Night, KE8QKO. We'll continue check-ins in a bit. So take it away, Nick.
All right. Thank you, Eric. Fine business on the pre-show as always. Good evening and welcome to the Beacon Net. My name is Nick. My call sign is KE8QKO, Kilo Echo 8, Quebec, Kilo Oscar. I will be net control for the evening. Excuse me. All right, sorry about that. I had a crumb in my throat. All right, as I said, I'll be net control for the evening. The Beacon Net meets every Sunday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time here in the WAWKY repeater. 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8, Allstar Node 48496, and Echolink WAWKY-R. This is a directed net, so all traffic must pass through net control. We are linked in with our friends in Oklahoma, the 2-drop-in, and various other repeaters. So we ask you key for a couple of seconds before and after you transmit so we hear everything you've got to say. Before we start taking check-ins, is there any emergency or priority traffic? Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. Stations that have not already checked into the pre-show that would like to check into the Beacon Net, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
AB8LJ, in and out.
All right, I had KB8LJ, Charles, in and out. Thank you, Charles. Is there anyone else? Please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
Kilo Echo 8, Victor, Kilo Alpha, Josh, and Akron. I'll be in and out. 7-3, everyone.
Victor Echo 7, November Zulu, Adrian, Vancouver, British Columbia. In and out. Enjoying the listening.
All right, I'm going to take it real quick right there. I have K8VKA Josh. Thanks for checking in, Josh. And I had VE7 Kilo India. Sorry, I missed the last part, but my NetLogger got it, so fantastic. And we got you marked down as in and out as well. Thank you, Scott. Is there anyone else?
Correction on the call, Victor Echo 7, November Zulu. Victor Echo 7, November Zulu, in and out. W8WKY.
Copy that, sir. We have Victor Echo 7, November Zulu. Thank you.
Kilo Charlie 5, Mike Oscar November, Michael in West Texas.
Copy Kilo Charlie 5, Mike Oscar November. Should we have any additional check-ins for the BeaconNet, please call now. All right, pretty good orderly list there. Sounds like Eric did a good job on the pre-show as well. So let's go up and talk to KE8QWE Mike to get our main trivia question this evening. Mike, take it away.
Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo. Well, this is a ham radio related question. What type of preamplifier invented by hams does not include a transistor, tube, or other active amplifying device? A. Parametric. B. Supercooled. C. Negative feedback. D. Servo. What type of preamplifier invented by hams does not include a transistor, tube, or other active amplifying devices? A. Parametric. B. Supercooled. C. Negative feedback. D. Servo. I'll go ahead and post this in the blue screen. Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo. Back to KE8 QKO.
Comment?
Go ahead, comment.
Mike's going to have to leave a longer pause and try again. He didn't make it through there, so have him reread the question after he pauses and lets everything drop. KDDPC.
Copy that, sir. Thank you. Mike, did you copy that as well?
Sure did.
All right, sir. Thank you. Go ahead and take it once the repeater drops.
Okay, Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo. The question is, what type of preamplifier invented by hams does not include a transistor, tube, or other active amplifying device? A. Parametric. B. Supercooled. C. Negative feedback. D. Servo. Again, the question is, what type of preamplifier invented by hams does not include a transistor, tube, or other active amplifying device? A. Parametric. B. Supercooled. C. Negative feedback. D. Servo. I'll go ahead and post this in the blue screen. Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo. Back to KE8 QKO.
All right. Thank you, Mike. Another fine question I'll have to think about. Let's see here. We've had some time. Let's see if KI5DAY Allen is out there. I don't see him in NetLogger, but in the blue screen. But let's see. Let's make a call. KI5DAY Allen, are you out there? And are you ready to give the trivia question? All right. Nothing heard. Sounds like he might still be in his previous net. Sometimes it runs into ours. They bleed over. That's all right. We appreciate Alan and his question. And here's what we'll usually do when he gets into this. When he gets in with us here, we'll go back to the people that previously checked in, and we'll get their answers for the alternate question, and then continue on. So this is KE8QKO on the WWKY repeater, going through a list of check-ins for the BeaconNet. And the first station to check in here is KA8MNT. Tom, how you doing, Tom? And what do you have for us tonight?
KE8QKO. This is KA8MNT. Good evening, Nick, and everybody else that stuck around. Let's see. Let's get the first trivia question, so I can give the wrong answer right off the bat. And I'm going to go with Alpha. I don't know why. Just sounds like it's a good one. Well, I finally got the last few days, I think 4 days now, I worked on NetLogger to use for a little net that we run down here, and I finally got it to work correctly. So, yay for me, so to speak. But other than that, that's all I've basically got for right now. Oh, someone asked about Linda. Linda's doing fine. She gets a little tired once in a while, but she's healing up nice and getting better every day. So thank you for asking. And with that, I'll turn everything back over to KE8QKO from KA8MNT.
All right. Thank you, Tom. Got your answers for Alpha there. And glad to hear that Linda's doing well. Good to hear the good prognosis and not the opposite. Definitely keep us informed. Thanks for checking in with us. And next, we're going to go down to K5CFY. Ray, how you doing, sir? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
QKO. This is K5CFY. Good evening, everyone. Mr. Nick at night, thanks for running it. Always do an awesome job, and say hi to Eric. They're doing a wonderful job on the keyboard there. We appreciate both of you. I'm going to go with on the first trivia question, Alpha, and on the alternate trivia question, which hadn't even been put out there yet, I'm going to go with Bravo. So put me down for Alpha and Bravo. And maybe Alan will be on here because we did have a pretty long American Airlines meeting there. So with that, I'll say 73 to everybody. Good to hear everybody. 73 K5 CFY.
All right. Thank you, Ray. I think you might have some inside information that I don't have, but we got you down there for Alpha and Bravo. Yeah, I'm guessing that might be wrapping up. I just saw Taco Tim show up with the blue screen, so maybe perhaps we'll be in here in a minute. Okay, thank you, sir. And our next three stations we're in and out, that was WB8CXO, WB4AIZ, and KE8VQX, all in and out. Next, you go down to KC0LRM. Kelly, how you doing, sir? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Good night. Hope everybody out there is doing good. Thanks for running the net, and thanks to Eric for doing the pre-show. We're doing pretty good here. It was a nice day. I think we might even hit 80 today. I can't remember for sure. We've had a couple of days. One broke the record for sure. This one was probably close. Might be close the next couple of days, too, and then we're going to drop about 35 degrees. So hope everybody's doing good, and hope y'all's temperature's not too chilly up there. That's really all about God, and I'm just going to sit here and enjoy the evening and listen to the radio and wait for the bed. Never mind, I'm wrong, Ned. I was going to say the bedtime story, but that's on Friday nights. All right. Well, back to you. I'll let you get on down the list there. Everybody have a good evening and 73s.
All right. Thank you, Kelly. We'll get back to you here in a minute because we're going to have an alternate question answer. Actually, did I get your answer to our primary question? You want to come back with that?
Yeah, I thought about that just as I'm keyed. I'm going to go D for the first question, and we'll see about the second one. All right.
W8WKY.
All right. All right, we're going to go over to KI5DAY Alan. He has a quick moment that he can read the trivia question before he has to make a phone call. So KI5DAY Alan, go ahead and read that question, sir.
KI5DAY in the net. Hey guys, sorry for the
if you have been following
craziness
our
here.
live
I can't
streams, you
stay
might have
after I read this. I have to leave for a little bit, and then I'll come back. But I got like a couple of campfires I'm working on here to try to fix. So we're dealing with some stuff on the AA side, and I'm getting texted like crazy here. So give me a minute. Let's see. I'll drop this and then I'll come back and read the question. Then I'll type it in the screen, and then I'll have to leave and come back. And let me let this drop. Here we go. Tonight's alternate trivia question. Sorry, I'm not my jubilant self. I'm having issues. In the country of France, it is mostly preferred that toilet paper, A, comes in small folded squares. B is usually fragrant. C is the color pink. Or D is manufactured at the Jean-Claude Cornwaldo Bean Paper Company in France. Again, in the country of France, it is mostly preferred that toilet paper A comes in small folded squares. B is usually fragrant. C, the color pink. Or D, manufactured at the Jean-Claude Cornwaldo Bean Paper Company. There you go. KI5DAY, back to net.
All right. Thank you, Alan. Sounds like I'm going to have to think about that. Those are all good answers. I'll think about that as we go up and talk to our previous trivia answer givers. And we're going to go up to KA8MNT. Tom, how you doing, sir? And you want to give us an answer for the alternate question?
KE8QKO, KA8MNT. Toilet paper in France? Well, having been there, I'm going to have to go A. Little folded squares. So, with that, I'll turn everything right back to KE8QKO from KA8MNT.
All right. Thank you, Tom. Got you down there for Alpha and Alpha. Let's go next and talk to KC0LRM Kelly and get his alternate trivia answer. Kelly, go ahead and take it away.
Well, it's a D on the first one, and I'm going to go with D on the second one because I like the answer. Back to you, Nick.
All right, Kelly. Got you down there for double D. Thank you, sir. Next, we have K8YUG Josh. How you doing, Josh? And what do you have for us this evening?
K8QKO, this is K8YUG. Good evening, Nick. Everybody else out there, sounding good tonight, and everybody else is good to be here. For the trivia, for the first one, I'm going to go with D Delta, and for the alternate trivia, A Alpha. So D Delta, A Alpha, and yeah, it's been a good weekend. We kicked it off going to visiting my parents. That was a good time, good food. And then we ate some leftovers today from there, so that was a lot of fun. And I got to talk to Dad on the radio while I was driving, and they worked pretty good, so that was good. And outside of that, I've just been working on old computers. I turned over like 5 different old machines today and broke them down and all sorts of stuff. So I got my Windows XP machine going now, and Marie's playing the Palm M100, and she's playing, might have heard a beep there, third-party beep, the Bebop game. I haven't played this game in over 10 years, and so we're having fun. We're having a good time. But good being here, and thanks for running it. You take care, Nick. Everybody else out there, hope you have a good start to the week. 73, KE8YUG, back to net.
KUYUG, KUQKO. All right, thank you, sir. Got you down there for Delta and Alpha, and yeah, an old XP machine. I haven't seen one of those in a long time. All right, next we're going to go down and talk to AV8MO Andy. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Okay, this is AV8MO. Good evening. I'm being overruled for a Bacon Net t-shirt here. We're talking about Beacon Net t-shirts, but y'all Oklahomans call it the Bacon Net, so no bacon on the shirt, darn it. We've got to have at least a little bacon grease. Who's blowing up my phone? Let's see here. I don't know. Okay. A certain squatch. Anyway, just catching up on some de-expeditions. Guyana's done. What's the other one? Robinson Crusoe Islands done, so paid my bribes to those. I actually got a logbook of the world on Guyana already, but it looks like if they're going to use the same graphic art that they have on their QRZ page for a QSL card, I was like, that's a pretty cool QSL card. So I requested the QSL card anyway. So anyhow, for Trivium, let's see here. Guess I'll go with add, because those are two of my favorite letters because they're in my name. A for the first one, and gotta go with the Cornwaldo Bean Paper Factory or something. I don't know. Back she comes, AB, and I'm out.
Thank you, Andy. Got you on there for Alpha and Delta. Yes, we all love bacon. Okay, next station was Jairus, AI5Q, who's in and out. And then we are now down to W3 ETB Eddie. How you doing, Eddie? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
Yeah, a T-shirt that smells like bacon. That might be a pretty good thing. Who knows? Especially one that smells like bacon and egg. Anyway, I'm hoping tomorrow is going to be a nice warm day. They call for maybe like 60 degrees here in Annapolis area. So, yeah, it'd be a nice welcome change for a little bit here. As far as the trivia questions goes, I have no idea about the first one, so I'm just going to go ahead and pick C just for the heck of it. And for Alan's question, I have no idea on that one either. So anyway, I think, in France, it might be that it smells good. So, let's go ahead and go with B on the alternate. So C on the main and B on the alternate. And I'll go ahead and say 73 for now, but I might be listening to find out what the answers are later on if I don't fall asleep in the chair here. Anyway, take care. This is W3TV. Back to net.
All right, thank you, Eddie. Got you on there for Charlie and Bravo. The next station, NI5QCK. Jonathan was in and out. And before I go down to our next station that's not in and out, I'm going to identify real quick. This is K8QKO on the WWKY repeater, going through a list of check-ins to the beacon net. So our next station is K8YNJ. John, how you doing, John? And what do you have for us this evening?
K8QKO. This is K8YNJ. And on the trivia, we'll go for the first one as D Delta. And then we're going to choose A Alpha for the alternate question. And 60 degrees tomorrow. All I can tell you is my daffodils are already start poking up. So hopefully they'll be able to live to tell about it and not get froze out at some point later on in what's left of winter. Anyways, that's about all I got for now. So we'll say 7-3 and back to net control, KE8YNJ.
All right, thank you, John. Got you on there for Delta and Alpha. The next station on our list is KE8ZZR. Harry, how you doing, Harry? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
Good evening, K8QKO. Nick, this is K8ZZR. You guys are doing an awesome job running this net. I'm, just enjoy listening to you and killing some time on Sunday night. As far as my trivia question goes, the main one, I'm going to go with D, servo. I think that's something that ties into my RC airplanes and helicopters. Maybe that was something that was derived by the hams years ago. And then the alternate, I'm going to go with A, squares. So that's all I have. Had a nice weekend. Was at a wedding last night for my nephew over in Akron. And then today, kind of just relaxed. I was going to try to go outside, but it looked nice out there, but it was still a little cool. So maybe we'll give it a try tomorrow. Got to start working on the camper and stuff. So that's all I have. I'm going to turn it back over to you, 73s. This is KE8ZZR.
All right, thank you, Harry. Got you down there for Delta and Alpha. Good luck working on that camper. All right, the next four stations I have here, we're in and out. I'm going to go through real quick. That was N8PPP, KB8LNK, WA8KOC, and KD2ACE. That takes us down to KE8MMY. Chris, how you doing, Chris? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KE8MMY, friends, don't be freaking. It's Deacon, Beacon speaking. And here to address our trivia questions, I am going to go for the first one. I'm going to go with negative feedback. I think that that was perhaps answer number C, but the negative feedback. And on the other one, boy, that's a tough one. I know that the French like their perfume, but I have seen back in the 1970s when they would print toilet paper in very lovely pastel colors. So I think I'm going to go with that answer as well, which may also be C. Boy, I guess BC, I guess I can't say that. The answer might correctly be, I got to say it, yeah, answer number C with the colored paper. So there you go. Enjoying the rest of the net. KE8MMY, back to net.
All right, thank you, Chris. Got you down there for Charlie and Charlie. The next station, KL5RE, Edward, was in and out. And we are now down to KI5RFI. Mac, how you doing, Mac? And what do you have for us this evening? KI5RFI, Kilo India 5, Romeo Foxtrot India. Mac, are you out there, sir? Do you have traffic for the Beacon Net?
This is Kilo India 5, Romeo Foxtrot India. Back on board here. Sorry about the delay. I'm going to go with Alpha on both of the trivia questions. And just say, gotta represent Arkansas here, and hope I'm doing the right job there. Back to net control. Let's get KI5RFI.
All right, thank you, sir. Got you down there for Alpha and Alpha. It's good to hear from you. Next, we have KC8FQV Mark. How you doing, Mark? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight? Kilo, Charlie 8, Foxtrot, Quebec Victor, KC8, FQV. Mark, are you out there? Do you have traffic for the Beacon Net?
All right, KCLQ. Alpha and Charlie for it, and had a good day today. So KCFQV back to net, and we might be back later. KCFQV, A and Charlie.
All right, thanks, sir. Got down there for Alpha and Charlie. And I guess I'm glad you had a good day, and we'll talk to you later. Our next station was, actually, before I call the next station, I'm going to identify. This is KAQKO and the WWKI repeater going through to check into the beacon net. And our next station is KF8ADQ. Joe, how you doing, Joe? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
KF8ADQ, Joe. My answers are going to be Delta and Alpha, and I would like to say good evening to everyone. It's nice being on the net for the first time. I'm actually new ham operator. Got my license about 2 weeks ago, so I'm new to this whole thing and learning it, and heard you guys last Wednesday, and I figured I'd chime in for once. So thanks for having me, and I'm going to say KF8ADQ, back to net.
All right. Thank you, sir. Well, congratulations on getting your new license, and it's good to hear you out here, and good to have you on the net. We got your answers down as Delta and Alpha, and I'll say don't be a stranger. Okay, the next station is K8ZIN. Joe, how you doing, Joe? Another Joe. What do you have for the beacon net tonight, sir?
Good evening, Nick and Nate, and everybody else on the net. You guys are over here talking about bacon. It reminded me I have a candle here that I got for Christmas. It's actually called the Mandel. It's a bacon-flavored candle, so I got that lit. So I got a nice aroma of bacon here in my shack. For the trivia questions, I am going to go with Charlie for the first one. And for the second one, the only thing I really know about France is there's a place in France where the naked ladies dance. I'm going to leave it at that. But I'm going to go with Charlie on that one as well. Hope everyone has a great day. 73 all, KE8ZIN, back to net.
All right. Thank you, Joe. We got you down there for Charlie and Charlie. And, you know, for the record, I'm pretty sure there's a place in just about every country where you can catch that show if you really, really want to, or have to look. Sometimes you have to look a little deeper than other places, but you can find it. All right. Next station was K8AMX. Dick, how you doing, sir? And what do you have for the beacon there tonight? All right, I'll call for him one more time. I should have read down the list and noticed he was on there because he might be in bed already. He usually is a pretty early morning, but we'll call him again. K8AMX, American Motors Experimental. Dick, are you out there? Do you have traffic for the beacon net tonight?
W8WKY.
All right, nothing heard from Dick. Perhaps he had perhaps he went to bed. Like I said, he's usually a pretty early riser. We'll hear him in the morning on the repeater, that's for sure. And next, let's go talk to AAACSR Fearless Leader Gary. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
Good evening, Nick at night. Good to hear you this evening. You're doing a fine job on this net, as always, but this is a great net anyway, so not even I could screw this one up, and I'm not trying to dish you at all. Let's get to these trivia questions. The main one, I didn't think any of those. I'll tell you quite honestly, if there was a distractor E that said none of the above, I would have chosen that. But in light of that, I'm just going to go with A as a guess. And then as far as the Jean Claude Cornwaldo Bean Paper Company. It doesn't get any better than that. However, I'm going to go with letter C, pink, mainly because that just sounds so very, very French. So that's me. Those are my guesses tonight. Let's see. Anything else? Man, nothing else except on the blue screen they were talking about Sarah, our mom, our mother Sarah. She's a beaut. We love her a lot, and she's ours. And I'll maybe at the next meeting I'll bring a picture of her. Anyway, with that, let me turn it back to Net. This is Alpha 8 Charlie Sierra. Back to Net Control. Have a good one now, Nick. Take care. Thanks for doing the Net.
All right, thank you, Gary. Got you on there for Alpha and Charlie, and I'll say, don't worry about giving me a hard time. I can take it as good as I can give it out. So, no hard feelings or anything like that. Okay, next two stations we have here, we're in and out. That was KE8ZPK and KB8LJ, and we are now down to VE7NZ. Adrian, how you doing, sir? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight? Victor, Echo 7, November Zulu, VE7NZ. Adrian, are you out there? Do you have traffic for the Beacon Net tonight? All right, perhaps he had to step away, or maybe he said he was in and out and I missed that. But good to hear from you. Good to hear from you, Adrian. You're welcome to recheck with us and check in with us anytime you want. And next we are now down to KC5MON. Michael, how you doing, sir? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight? Kilo Charlie 5, Mike Oscar November, KC5MON. Michael, you're out there. Do you have traffic for the Beacon Net? All right, nothing heard there. Perhaps he had to step away from his radio as well. I hope the third station I've got here is going to get back to me. We'll see. KI5, TAQ, Taco Tim, are you out there? And do you have traffic for us?
Well, this is KI5TAQ. Let me get to the trivia questions first. I would pass for the main trivia question. I'm going to go with D. That's for the main trivia question. For the alternate trivia question, I'm going to go with C. And just to help answer one person's question about the American Airlines Amateur Radio Club net. Yes, it's a local net here in the state of Oklahoma, and it's basically people who work for American or who have retired from American Airlines, or even people who are related to others who work for American Airlines or whatever. And sometimes you do not have to work for American Airlines just to be part of the American Airlines Amateur Radio Club. But yes, it is mostly right now in Oklahoma, though we're getting ready to try to upgrade our repeaters to some to where we might have another reach where we can maybe get a few more hams who's either mechanics or pilots or whomever that can that wants to get on the net and join with other people of the same interest. And let me let this drop. And yeah, I'm seeing seeing someone named Jared saying AA net is covert net for alcoholics. Yeah, Jared. Oh, just like us saying about the bacon and yeah, maybe we should have bacon net shirts with eggs and bacon printed right out of the pocket. And maybe grease dripping out of the pockets as well. Oh. I'll just send it back to net control and let.
All right. Thank you, Tim. That's good information about the American Airlines net and or AA net or whatever the conspiracy is today. But thanks for the information, and we got your answers down as Delta and Charlie. Okay, this is KEQKO running the beacon net on the WWQI repeater. Perfect timing, and we are ready to start taking some more check-ins. So anyone out there who has not checked into the beacon net that would like to check into the beacon net, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
This is KG5 SYC, Kilo Golf 5, Sierra Yankee Charlie, Sandy Cibolo, along with KF5 ADE, Nick, Cibolo, Texas.
November 5, Golf, Lima, Oscar. November 5, Golf, Lima, Oscar, N5, GLO, Bill, Oakhurst, Texas.
All right, I'm going to take it right there because we had a double. I have KG5 SYC Sandy, I have KF5 ADE Nickelodeon, and I have N5 GLO Bill. And Bill, you had a double with or somebody else double with you, the Bill, and it was a V station. So the station that doubled with Bill, could you come back with your call sign again, please?
Yes, I doubled with both actually. Victor Kilo 2, Delta Yankee, VK2DY, Robert in Sydney.
VK2DY, Robert. Thank you, sir. Good to hear you out there. I haven't heard from you a bit, so we'll definitely get to you here in a minute. We're going to open up here for some more check-ins, and we're going to run through the rest of this list we got. All right. Anyone else out there who would like to check out the beacon net, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
W8WKY.
Kilo 6, Kilo Julia Victor, Kilo 6, Kilo Julia Victor, Kevin in Valley Springs, California.
All right, I have Kilo 6, Kilo Julia Victor. Kevin, is there anyone else who would like to check in? Please call now.
Alpha Bravo 3, Romeo Victor, Alpha Bravo 3, Romeo Victor, Mac in South Philadelphia.
All right, I'm going to take it there. I have AB3RV, Mac, and there was another station that checked in after Mac. You were super quiet, and I didn't hear anything of what you had to say. So if you can come back, try to increase your gain, speak a little closer to your microphone, and try to talk a little bit louder. But you were really, really quiet, and I did not pick you up at all. come back with your call sign again, please. All right, this is KAQKO, the WWKY repeater. The last station that tried to check in, that was after AB3RV. You were super quiet. Can you please try to retransmit? Copy that, Vince. You're Kilo Alpha 2 Alpha Papa Delta. Just so you were aware, I had to really turn on my radio to hear that. I'm going to be turning it back down. I'll turn it back up when I get to you, but you are still super quiet. I just want you to be aware of that, so it'll be tough to... Some folks might have a tough time hearing you if they don't have their radio turned up. But I got you checked in there, and we will get back to you here when we get down to you on the list. Is there anyone else who would like to check into the Beacon Net? Please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. All right, nothing heard there. Real quick, before I start going through this list, KAVZA, Eric, can you give me a radio check real quick?
KE8QKO, KE8VZA. I read you very loud and very clear, Nick.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Same for you. Okay, now before we start going through our list of check-ins, I have a feeling that some of these folks have not heard our trivia questions tonight, so we're going to get our trivia questions reread before we get started, and we're going to go up and talk to KE8QWE Mike to get our primary question read for us, and then we're going to go down and talk to KF5DAY to get our alternate question. So, Mike, take it away.
Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo. The question is, what type of preamplifier invented by hams does not include a transistor, tube, or other active amplifying devices? A, parametric, B, supercooled, C, negative feedback, D, servo. What type of preamplifier invented by hams does not include a transistor, tube, or other active amplifying devices? A, parametric, B, supercooled, C, negative feedback, D, servo. This is Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo, back to KE8QKO.
All right, thank you, Mike. Another fine question. And next we're going to talk to KI5DAY Alan to get the alternate question. Hope he's out there and he can talk. Alan, take it away. All right, Alan is unavailable, so I'm going to read this question instead. In the country of France, it is mostly preferred that toilet paper, it comes in one of the following. Your options are Alpha, comes in folded squares. Bravo, it is usually fragrant. Charlie, is the color pink. Or Delta, is manufactured at the Jean-Claude Cordon-Levain paper factory. I'm going to read that again. In the country of France, it is mostly preferred that toilet paper, Alpha, come in folded squares. Bravo is usually fragrant. Charlie is the color pink, or Delta is manufactured at the Jean-Claude Cordon-Levain Paper Company. All right, and with that, I'll pass it back to me. Just a moment. Okay, let that drop for a second, and then I'm going to go down and start talking to people who checked into the net here. And we're going to start with KG5SYC, Miss Sandy. How you doing, ma'am? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
This is KG5SYC, and hello, Nick, and everybody else out there. It's been a while since we've been on. We've been having a lot going on. We was trying to get the RV ready for a camping trip, but we're a weekender, and ended up taking it out, and let's say the wind blew it away. And let's just put it like that, because I'll let Nick kind of elaborate a little bit, because he's the one that's having to put Humpty Dumpty back together again, and so we'll just leave it at that and let him put a little bit of his comments on it. Have the grandsons out a little bit, babysitting them while Dad was able to go and do some fishing and do his final on his schoolwork. And yeah, we've just been busy trying to just go. And doctor's appointments, one thing after another for Nick, and I'll let him talk to you about that. At any rate, let's go trivia. Well, let's see. For the main trivia, I'm going to go with B. And for the alternate, I'm going to go with A, because Sandy's always right, even though she's never sometimes right, but Sandy's always right. And I'll put my phrase in. There you go. This is KG5SYC, back to net control.
All right. Thank you, Sandy. Sorry to hear about that RV. That sounds like it could be a real mess. We got your answers down as Bravo and Alpha. And next, go down and talk to your significant other there, KF5ADE Nickelodeon. How you doing, sir? What do you have for us this evening?
Good evening, y'all. This is KF5ADE Nickelodeon. Quick question I've got for you is, I would like to hear the choices of the amateur amplifier that has no active elements in it, because I'll tell you what, I am being a complete blank on that one. As to the trivia question regarding the France thing, I would go with a Dubé. You know what I'm trying to say. At any rate, so Nick, if you would be kind enough just to give me the answers, the answer choices, and I'll figure it out from there, and then I'll come back in and give the rest of my spiel if you don't mind. KF5AD, back to net control for a little bit.
W8WKY.
Oh, yes, sir. You know what? I'm going to save some cycles and just read the answers myself instead of going back to Mike and coming back to me and going back to you. All right. Going to make it a little bit easier here. The options are Alpha, parametric, Bravo, super cooled, Charlie, negative feedback, or Delta, servo. And what do you got there, Nick?
I'm going to go with Delta. I'm going to go with the servo. I don't know why, but I'm going to just take a wild stab and go with servo. And I'm going to concur with my spouse on the other one. I think she said Alpha for always right. I'm going to just go with that one on that one with her. So I guess Delta to Alpha. And as to the goings and comings of our whereabouts, the camping trip was quite something. The breeze took, the gust of wind was gusting that day. It took the door right out of my hands, and body slammed the poor door against the back of the RV's awning support, and tore the hydraulic or the compressed gas cylinder right off of the door area. So I'm having to rebuild that or redo that, and it's causing me some mechanical grief because it's close intolerance, and I'm not an engineer. I'm not a machinist at all, so I'm having to try to come up with some way of fixing that. Plumbing, we blew out some plumbing water, not once but twice. Discovery of twice. We fixed one piece and then turned the water back on and found another leak on the hot water heater. So we had some water issues out there at the camping site, which caused us some grief with that as well. But we had a wonderful time with friends out at the campsite, and unfortunately, with everything else going on, with, like Sadie said, the medical appointments, we're trying to get the VA stuff upgraded. You guys that are out there that know about the Veterans Affairs Administration, it's not an easy thing to navigate. You got to go through a bunch of medical jump through hoops, and I'm about ready to jump out of time, Sandy says. So let me grab a nickel, please, KF5AD. Okay. So with that, guys, you all know that where we're at. We are 20 years of Air Force, and I'm trying to get things taken care of for my within my retirement and get up to 100% disability validated. So that's what we're still working with, and it looks like hearing aids are very much in my future because I don't hear everything that I'm supposed to be hearing or hearing correctly, and it causes poor Sandy much grief and frustration on her part because she never knows if I'm hearing it correctly or not correctly until I do it all wrong. So with that, I think that's plenty to go with, and I sure do appreciate the net, both this one and the boredom breaker net. If you guys aren't a part of that, please join in with it all because it's a wonderful. The two radio systems are wonderful to be a part of. The Doylestown Silvercreek Radio Association, and then the guys there at the Not Broken Arrow, but it's some of the stand wrong. I'll let Nick take it from there. So with that, I'll let it get back to net control. KF5ADE. Fine evening. Take care.
All right, thank you, Nick. That's a lot there. Well, first I'm going to say you got your answers down to Delta and Alpha. And, yeah, good luck on getting a camper fixed. I'm going to be honest, when Sandy first mentioned it, I thought it was way worse than what the description you gave me. Not that it sounds pleasant at all, but it sounded like it was going to be a lot worse. And, yeah, good luck with dealing with the VA. I've never had to deal with that. Don't ever want to. And, yeah, I guess that's maybe a fortunate thing for me. Okay, and this is K8QK with a WAWKY repeater. Going through the remaining check-ins to the BeaconNet here. And we are now down to N5GLO. Bill. How you doing, Bill? And what do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
N5GLO to net. Good evening, all. I'm sitting out here in about almost 80 degrees on my porch with a nice breeze going, so it feels real nice, pleasant. A good day. As far as the trivia questions are concerned, I'm going to go with D on both of them. I like the Cornwaldo Bean Paper Company, especially since he's Jean-Claude. He's the Colonel's French cousin. And by Jello, back to you.
All right, thank you, Bill. We got you down there for Delta and Delta. Next, we have VK2DY. Robert, how you doing, sir? Haven't heard from you in a while. It's good to hear you out there. Tell us how life is down in Sydney.
VK2DY, I'm transmitting. Robert, VK2DY on the road at the moment, on Windsor Road, headed into Parramatta. It's about 86 Fahrenheit and overcast. The sun was shining earlier this morning, but it disappeared, and it's been that kind of summer, cloudy all summer pretty much, which has kept the bushfires down. Anyway, just to be quick, I'm going to take Alpha for the first question, and the pink toilet paper, Charlie, VK2D.
All right, Robert, I think if I heard you right, you said Alpha and Charlie. Is that correct? All right, I think it's Alpha and Charlie. So next we're going to go down to K6KJV. Kevin, how you doing, Kevin? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Hello, everyone. This is K6KJV, Kevin in Valley Springs, California. And this is only my second time checking out. I checked in last week. Did it over Echolink last week. Tonight I'm doing it on M17. I'm just trying out some different protocol modes on the digital end here, and the audio is fine. You can understand me. And just trying to learn all I can about ham radio. I've only been a ham for a couple of years now, so just checking everything out. And I do have one question. Do you guys have a website so I can, since I'm new to this net, so I can check you guys out and see your schedules and how I can listen to you guys on other modes? And for the trivia questions, I think I'm going to go with Bravo, Bravo. That's just a guess. So with that, I'm going to pass it back to Net Control, P6KJV.
All right, Kevin, thank you. Yeah, we do have a website. It's Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee.org. Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee.org. WAWKY is our club call sign, so that's what it is. And .org is the suffix. So you can welcome to join to check us out there. We've got this net on Monday or Sundays and Wednesdays. And then we've got a club net on Tuesdays, and everyone's welcome to join, even if you're not a member. And then we also do some work with the Border Breaker net during the day. And that'll all be in the announcement at the end. But, yeah, we do connect to the Border Breaker net on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time and noon Central Time for a couple of hours on our repeater. So welcome to check us out. Glad to have you in here. You're welcome to join us and anytime you want. And it's always good times. So, next, we're going to go down to talk to AB3RV. Mac, how you doing, Mac? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
W8WKY.
I'm AB3RV. Nothing much. I came down with COVID about 2 weeks ago, and then my wife caught it a few days later, and we're mostly over it. But one of the things that I never knew about COVID is apparently it can affect your ears. And both of my ears are plugged up. My head feels like it's full of cement. Of course, my wife would say that's because it is. I never realized, but I Googled it and found out that, that's a thing. It can affect your ears as well. So after 4 years of never getting COVID, I apparently got a pretty good case. But I'm feeling much better, except for my ears. As for the trivia questions, I'm going to even hazard a guess. I have no clue. So I'll just say 73 on that, and thanks a lot, Net Control. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Mac. Did you say you did not hear the trivia, or do you want to give your trivia answers out?
I absolutely have no clue as to what either one of those are. I don't know the electronics question, and I've never been in a French bathroom, so I'm eager to find out what the correct answers are. Back to you, Net Control.
All right, copy that, sir. Thanks for that. If we hang around, we'll get those answers out at the end of the net. It's good to hear from you. And I'll tell you, I've had hearing problems, issues in my ears my entire life. So maybe I had COVID before COVID was cool. But thanks for getting with us there. And next, we're going to go down to talk to KA2APD. That was Vince from New York. So Vince, if you're out there and you want to come back with traffic for the Beacon Net, please do so now. Kilo Alpha 2, Alpha Papa Delta, KA2 APD. Vince, if you're out there and you have traffic for the beacon net, please call now. Oh, yes, sir. You are still super quiet. I've got my radio turned up as high as it'll go, and I was able to read that you sound like you're having trouble with your transmission. But, yeah, that's, not sure what's going on for you, but it's definitely super, super quiet. Other than that, it doesn't sound horrible. I mean, quality-wise, you're readable. It's just really, really, really quiet. Copy, sir?
Roger. Having a problem, and we're gonna just monitor for a while for sure. Thank you for your time, and that's over.
All right, yeah, not a problem, sir. Definitely you can check in with us again in the future. We're happy to have you in here, and it's always good to have new call signs and new voices on the radio. So thanks for checking in with us, and you can listen for the trivia answers when they come up here. They should be pretty soon. All right, and I'll be clearing with KA2APD. This is KA2KO at the WWKY repeater, going to list the check-ins for BeaconNet. Just one moment while this resets. All right, as I stated, this is KA2KO at the WWKY repeater, and we are back in the bottom of our list. So here, we're going to open up here for one more round of check-ins before we go up and talk to our net control team. Anyone out there who would like to check into the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically along with your name and location.
Kilo India 5 Delta Alpha Yankee. My name is Alan. I'm in Oklahoma. Okay.
Kilo Charlie 5 Romeo Bravo Golf. KC5 RBG. Shannon in the house with all the crazies.
All right, I had KI5DAY Alan, who was already checked in. Alan, you're already checked in with the net crew now because you get the trivia question. So we'll get back to you when we do those calls. And just got you marked on my log as you checking in because I kind of have to. And then we have KC5, Real Big Gun Shannon. Yeah. So is there anyone else who would like to check into the BeaconNet? Please say your call sign phonetically, followed alphabetically, along with your name and location. Okay, so we're going to go down and talk to Shannon, and then we're going to go down and talk to our net control team. So, KC5, Real Big Gun, Shannon, how you doing, sir? And what do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
Oh, KC5 RBG. And as you can hear, all the crazies around me are doing all this screaming and yelling because they've just lost it, you know. But been a good weekend here. Had Kenyon all weekend. Just got back from taking him back a little while ago. And we're already planning next weekend. Seeing about doing a dinner Friday, and then I'll get him in. And he usually goes back Sunday night. So looking forward to that. He did say he missed everyone on the radio, and I asked him if he wanted to talk on the radio to, multiple times today, and, he said he missed everybody, but he only wanted to talk on the radio one time, so that was Alex on the Boredom Breaker net. Sorry y'all didn't get it, but I was kind of hoping he would get, the whole gambit, but he didn't. He just hit the Boredom Breaker net, and that was it. But we had a great time, and just wasn't enough hours in the day to get everything done. He did leave exhausted, so that was a great thing. He's definitely, a wound-up kid most of the time, and so I'm glad that he got wore out a few times. That made me feel like I did my job. That's what Grampies are supposed to do, right? I'll let you get on down the list there. Wave a hand at all the net control team there, and the rest of the net. We won't wave at Alan though, because he's mean, like these other crazies. But don't let him. I said that. This is Kilo Charlie 5, Real Big Guns. God bless and 73. Back to net control.
All right, Shannon. Thanks for checking in, sir. We got you in there, and sounds like you're doing well. Sounds like you're having a good time and doing well. That's good to hear, and we always appreciate it. As for Alan, you know what? I'm not sure it's entirely his fault. I think there's something going on there, so I don't want to call him mean. I don't think he can help himself. But thanks for checking in with us. And, so next we're going to go up and talk to our net control teams. We're going to start with KE8VZA. Eric can get his comments and answers and all that kind of stuff and see how he's doing. So, Eric, take it away.
W8WKY.
KE8QKO in the group. This is KE8VZA. Doing well here, Nick. Hope you are too. Everyone else, hope you are too. Trivia before I forget. I'm going to go with Alpha for the first one and Alpha for the second one. I've been to France, had a great time there. Do remember some strange bathrooms when I was over there in some of the older sections of the town I was at, but don't remember the TP format. But I'm going to go with Alpha for that also. So Alpha. Had a good weekend. It was my mom's 83rd birthday, and we celebrated last night. One of my sisters came in from out of town, and we had a good time. One of my nieces came too. My wife and I went over there. We had a good time at my parents', dinner, and played some games afterwards. Swam some laps today at the rec center. Yeah, the rec center. And big project this weekend was to get NetLogger installed on a second machine because I had to upgrade my my MacBook, and there were these warnings from NetLogger about, the world might end if you upgrade to the new OS, so I wanted to have a backup plan. And I'm using it on the MacBook right now, and as you can probably see, it's working fine. But I have a machine in waiting here just in case, which interestingly enough is a Chromebook, and I use the Linux developer area that's on it, and it actually installs very, very similar to how it does on a MacBook. So it's kind of cool. Anyway, I've rambled long enough. This is KE8VZA. Everybody have a good start to the week. Back to net control.
Comment AI5Q.
AI5Q, go ahead with your comment.
Thanks. I just wanted to let VZA know that there is a ragq.app web page that allows you to interface with not only the blue screen but the check-in list, and you can log in with your URZ credentials and talk on the blue screen as well as watch what's going on. So ragq.app is something that was developed by a local ham in the Tulsa area. He's probably got about 130 users now, and We're just trying to grow it a little bit, but it is a fantastic web page and interface to NetLogger that is not affiliated with NetLogger. So it works very well on the mobile phone or on the work computer if you don't have NetLogger and all that kind of stuff. AI5Q, back to net.
All right, thank you, Jared. About to check that out. I haven't really looked at the Rag2 app. I know people have mentioned it, but I'm going to check it out. I'm curious, though, how well it might work if you're the logger is as efficient. I don't know if as efficient is the right word as for NetLogger. It's a little slow. Would it work okay as a logger? All right, perhaps Jared has had to step away. All right, this is K8QK with a WWKY repeater, and we're going through our list of net control stations here. Next, we're going to get on to K8QWE Mike, who's going to give us his comments, but he is not, I repeat, not going to read the answer. Mike, take it away.
Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo. Okay, what have I been up to today? Went to church, I went and played some music this afternoon with some friends. Well, it was more like noise, but I will call it music. And then came home and ate a little supper and took a nap. Here I am. Nick, did you want me to go ahead and read the answer to the question? First thing first, on the alternate trivia, I'm going to go with A, Alpha. I don't know if it's right or not, but I'm going to go with that. Okay, Nick, did you want me to read the answer to the trivia? Over.
Negative, Mike. We have not got all the net control stations answered.
Okay, I didn't think so, but that is why I asked. I thought you said read the trivia, but hey, I cannot hear. My ears are so blown out now, it's not even funny. So, okay, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and return control to Nick. Kilo Echo Echo, Quebec Whiskey Echo, back to KE8QKO.
All right, thank you, Mike. Looks like I missed Dustin going to bed, so you're not going to have comments from him. But we are going to get out and talk to KD8SLG. Just Nick. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KD8QKO. This is KD8SLG. Good evening, Nick at Night, and all of the Beacon Netizens. So great to hear everyone tonight. What a good time. Let's get trivia out of the way right away. I'm going to go with Alpha for the first one. Parametric sounds cool. And I'm going to go with Alpha for the second one. I really didn't want to touch that question, but hey, there you go. But I will still say Cornwaldo being on the air tonight. So there's that. I am thinking tomorrow it's going to be almost 60 degrees. So the e-bike's out. I changed the back inner tube that blew out over the winter when I couldn't ride it. And my shoulder, I haven't ridden it in almost 2 years now, really. So kind of excited about that. It's all charged up, but what I have charging right now is the horn. There's no horn on this e-bike, so I got a motorcycle horn that runs off of a built-in battery. It's stupid loud, and it also works as an alarm. So if you try to move the bike when I'm not around it, it'll start screaming at you for a minute. Anyway, so I'm going to try to get out and get some fresh air and sunshine and ride my bike tomorrow. I'm excited about that. That's all I got tonight, Nick. Good to hear you. Fine business tonight. KD8SLG, back to KE8QKO.
All right, awesome, Nick. Glad to hear you're out there on your e-bike getting some fresh air and some exercise. 60 degrees, man, that sounds awesome. I'll tell you what, spring is coming. I can feel it. It's going to get cold again for a little bit because it's Ohio, and that's always going to happen. We're going to have our frosty mornings, but I went out and I found 7 eggs in the chicken coop this morning. Those little girls haven't laid hardly anything for months. And I find 7 eggs in the coop, mostly because my son didn't. They must have laid some this weekend. He didn't pick them up. But still, that's fantastic. So I'm happy about that. That means spring's coming. They're getting happier, so they're laying eggs. All right, my answers for the trivia are going to be Bravo for the first answer, and I think I'm going to go with Alpha for the second answer. So Bravo and Alpha. So now we'll go down to KI5DAY. We'll let him give us his comments, and then he can read the answer for the alternate question. Then we'll go up and talk to Mike again afterwards and get the answer for the primary question. So, KI5DAY Allen, take it away, sir.
KI5DAY on the net. It never fails. I always get the repeater ID. Never. Well, man, I thought I was confused there, Nick. Earlier, I thought that you thought that I was saying that I wasn't going to call you on a Sunday night. It wasn't you I was talking about. I made a phone call to one of our officers at the American Airlines Amateur Radio Club, and I made that mistake before on a Sunday night to discuss some issues, and I will never do that again on a Sunday night because it completely knocked me out of this net and the blue screen and the whole 9 yards and all that jazz. But anyways, yeah. I was looking at the main trivia question while I had the chance. I'm going to guess C, only because it sounds really cool, the negative feedback thing. But as far as the main trivia, I do believe you said go ahead and read that. Let me verify. You want me to go ahead and read it and give the answer correct?
W.
I heard a squelch tell, so I'm assuming you said yes. I'm going to go for it. All right, tonight's alternate trivia question is, and I just put it in the screen. Hang on a second. I apologize. I forgot to stick it in the screen, but I'm doing that as we speak. So tonight's alternate trivia question is, in the country of France, it is mostly preferred that toilet paper, A, comes in folded squares, B, is usually fragrant, C, is the color pink, or D, is manufactured at the Jean-Claude Cornwall Bean Paper Company. The answer is actually C. It's very common for the color pink to endow most of the toilet paper. For whatever reason in France, people have a preference for color, different types of colors, but mainly pink toilet paper. It's a really strange thing, but yeah, that's the answer. It is pink. If you guessed pink, you were right. KI5DAY, back to now.
All right, thank you, Alan. You know, if I was going to guess a color, I would have guessed like safety orange, like they wear those orange vests when they protest. But pink it is, I suppose. Okay, thank you for another fine alternate trivia question there. And let's go up and talk to KE8QWE Mike and see what the answer was to our main trivia question. Mike, take it away.
Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo. Okay, the question is, what type of preamplifier invented by hams does not include a transistor, tube, or other active amplifying devices? The options are A, parametric, supercooled, negative feedback, servo. And the answer is A. A parametric amplifier is used the nonlinearity of diode junctions to amplify signals. Man, that sounds like a crazy one to me. I'd like to see how it works. Because really, V is a super cool. They use that on certain things. And negative feedback is used to lower distortions and things like that within an amplifier. And servo is used to allow the frequencies to track. So the answer is A. Everybody have a great night. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo, back to KE8QKO. See you, folks.
All right, thank you for another fine trivia question there, Mike. Okay, this is it. This is KE8QKO and the WWKO repeater We're going to open up here for one more round, and I say again, only one more final round of check-ins with the BeaconNet. So if you're not checked in and you want to check in and get in there before the last call, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically along with your name and location.
Hey, KCF2E. Mike was the main one, so that was A, and what was the alternative question? Answer, KCF2E.
KC8FUV, K8QKO. The alternate question was the color pink. They apparently like pink toilet paper in France. All right, anyone else who wants to check into the BeaconNet, please call now. All right, nothing heard there. Well, this is going to wind this thing down. On behalf of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, myself, K8KWE, AB8MO, K8VZA, K8SLG, K8EPC, and KF5DAY, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for checking in with us this evening. Come and join us on the next edition of the BeaconNet, Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on the WWKY repeater, Allstar Node 48496, and Echolink W8WKY-R. You're welcome to join us on the Barometer Net, also on the WWKY repeater, every morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, except for Sunday. Also, don't forget to check out our friends on the Boredom Breaker Net, every day at noon Central Time on Allstar Node 49562 and Echolink N5XQK-R. You've been listening to the BeaconNet. This is K8QKO, returning the repeater to normal and customary amateur radio use at this time, 73 all.
Please check in KD8JMX stroke Whiskey 4.
W8WKY.